You have to learn both ethno-medicinal and ethno-botanical practices that are included in your syllabus. Over half dozen number of plants were given in the syllabus, including their habitat, habit, morphology means description, flowering and fruiting seasons, where the plant is occurred, all those things. So you have to study in detail about some plants, what are they given in the syllabus. The first plant is Azadirachta indica, the second one Ocimum sanctum, Vitex nigundo, Cassia tora, Gloriosa superba, and Terrestris, Gloriosa superba. Most of the plants are given. I don't have the syllabus in my hand at present. You can see how many plants were given in that third chapter. The heading is the heading is significance of botanical practices of the following plants అని ఉంటుంది. So not only significance, you have to learn the botanical as well as medicinal practices of those plants, including its description. Then we start with Azadirachta indica. Azadirachta indica, as per the time schedule, one or two plants per day we have to learn. So right from we start from Azadirachta indica. Azadirachta indica. This plant, Azadirachta indica. You can write it out. Azadirachta indica. AZA. DIRACHTIA. Azadirachta indica. Immediately after Azadirachta indica, you have to write capital A dot JUSS. Again, J is capital in JUSS means Adolf Jesu. Adolf Jesu. This is the author citation. As per the binomial creature as well as ICBN, you have to cite the name of the author immediately after species. So Azadirachta is the genus, Indica is the species. Then you have to cite A dot JUSS, J capital, A capital. You have to put a dot between A and J. A Jesu means Alphonse Jesu is the author for this plant. And family, Meliaceae. Family is Meliaceae, Meliaceae, Meliaceae. So, you know very well this Azadirachta indica, what do you call in Telugu? Neem. In English, neem, Telugu Vepa. So, this is the most common moderate tree which occurs in around our houses, villages, roadsides, especially in premises of the temple as sacred plant, and also at wastelands, and also re-acclimatization of forest areas where the forest undergoes deforestation. For the reclimatization of these forest regions, we will plant, or the Department of Forestry and the Department of Social Forestry are going to planting these plants because they give very cool air, and it is it is treated as avenue plant. Avenue plant means the plants which are giving shade for the coolingness, for our cooling effect. So this Azadirachta indica is also considered as a sacred plants as per the Hindu mythologies, because you can see at the temple premises. Also, this plant is mostly conserved by tribal people at sacred groves. You know what are sacred groves and sacred lakes? we have studied and you are familiar with both these two words while studying in paper A1 only, biodiversity and its conservation and human welfare. So you can see these plants are conserving by the tribal people and local people, treating as goddesses. So indirectly it is conserving. If you come to description or morphological characters, morphology of the Azadirachta indica, it is a moderate evergreen tree. Moderate evergreen tree. You should write the brief description of the plant. As I rightly said in previous classes, you must follow the class with running notes and pen. Wherever necessary, you have to note it down. If you come to the morphology or external characters of the Azadirachta indica, the first point is it is a moderate evergreen tree. Evergreen means the leaves are don't fallen in entire the year. This is evergreen tree, and you can see uh, branched. The branches are well developed. Branches are well developed, and the stem has very dark and thick bark. Dark and thick bark. This bark has also have so many medicinal values as well as some ethnobotanically important values. So if you see the leaves, leaves are compound leaves. What type of compound leaves? Imparipinnate compound leaves. Imparipinnate compound leaves. Imparipinnate compound leaves means these leaflets will or leaflets are present in odd number, not equal to both sides of the rachis. So the rachis ends with one leaflet. If the rachis ends with one leaflet, both sides should not come equal number. So it come in odd number. Such a compound leaf is known as imparipinnate compound leaf. The leaves are impari compound leaves, and glabrous means smooth. You can see the flowers are the size of the leaf. Write down the size of the leaf is 20 to 40 centimeters. 20 to 40 centimeters, and also they have a very long petioles. A compound leaf consists very long petiole up to 2 to 7 centimeters long. 2 to 7 centimeter long. And if you come to inflorescence, the inflorescence is axillary. You know what is axillary? Axillary means the angle between stem and petiole. So, from the center of the stem and leaf petiole, a peduncle will be originates and flowers will be formed. So, these flowers are panicles in the form of panicles. The panicle is the type of inflorescence. What is the inflorescence in Azadirachta indica? Panicle inflorescence. So the panicles are originated from the axils of the stem. So axillary inflorescence, and the type of axillary inflorescence is panicle in Azadirachta indica. The flowers are small and white in color. You know what color are present these flowers of name. You collect this flowers of name during the Vagadi to prepare Vagadi Pachadi. So you are very familiar with that flowers of name. So flowers are white in color, and if you see flowers are pentamerous. What is meant by pentamerous? You have already familiar all these words and popular all these words in taxonomy classes in second year. That means pentamerous means so the flowers have five whorls, and each part it has five in number. So such kind of leaves are described as pentamerous. Some are tetramerous. Some are trimerous. In monocots, you can see the trimerous flowers. But in dicots, most of the flowers are pentamerous, rarely tetramerous. Trimerous flowers can be seen in monocotyledons, whereas in dicotyledons, either pentamerous or tetramerous. Pentamerous flowers are more in dicotyledons, rather tetramerous. So the flowers are white in and tetramerous, pentamerous, and the the calyx arranged in the form of imbricate, and the corolla is white in color. So when we see the color of flower based on the corolla only, when the flower is said to be white in color, that means the color of corolla is white. Due to the corolla color, we can describe the color of the flower. Color of the flower. And if you see the seeds, a fruit is fruit is berry, and while after ripen the fruit, you can see in color yellow, otherwise it is green. After ripe, it turns into yellow. And the seeds are very strong. Seeds are very strong. They have some shell-like structure, and they are in the form of ovate shape. Ovate shape seeds are there. So this is the formal description of the Azadirachta recta indica. Then what is our interest? You have to learn about the ethnobotanical as well as medicinal. So what is the difference between ethnobotanical and ethnomedicinal practices? The tribal people can use the plant or plant products in any purpose, for any purpose in their life. So any purpose in their life can be treated as it is one of the ethnobotanical practices. Whereas if they use for only medicinal purpose to cure a certain disease, so it can be described as ethnomedicinal practice. So if you say in broad sense, ethnomedicinal practice will also comes under ethnobotanical practice. As I rightly said, any practice done by the tribal people in their life to serve any purpose, it can be comes under ethnobotanical practice. But the medicinal practice also comes under ethnobotanical practice, but we study those practices under separate heading as ethnomedicinal practices. Now we see both ethnobotanical and ethnomedicinal practices. If you see one of the ethnobotanical practices, so the branches, as you know, the branches of these plants are used as toothstick. Toothstick. Even local people and other civilized people will also use it as a toothstick. Used as a toothstick. And the second one, you can write it down. Ethnobotanical practices. Number one, toothstick. Number two, so number two, this plant is planted. This plant is planted as as avenue tree, as well as to reclimatize the wastelands. To reclimatize the wastelands. For how the wastelands are formed by deforestation. To reclimatize the wastelands, these plants are planted as avenue plants and also as sacred plants at at premises of the temples and other sacred places. And the third one, very important ethnobotanical practice is the paste of the seeds. The paste of the seeds are used to produce methane gas. Methane gas. So methane gas, CH4. To produce the methane gas, the paste of the seeds are used. Especially this methane gas is treated as biogas. So biogas is produced from this plant. And the second one, the bark, as I told you in the description of the plant, very thick and black colored bark is present outside the stem. So the bark is used and the tannins are extracted. Tannins are extracted from the bark, and these tannins are used in dyeing industry. What is the use of tannins? That was extracted from the bark of the Azadirachta indica is used in dyeing industries. In dyeing, DYING, dyeing industries, and mostly in South India. Next one, I will ask you how many has come. I will ask you the number of practices at the last. So the next practice, mostly in South India, the wood of the plant is used to house construction as well as to prepare some furniture in the house. Whereas in north they don't use only the people, the tribal people and local people of South India use this wood of Azadirachta indica to prepare some some household implements as well as to construct houses. While they prepare household implements, they give importance for preparation of the entrance gates, and they treated it as very holiness and auspicious. ఇప్పుడు మనం ద్వారబంధాలు అంటాం. ద్వారబంధాలు ఈ వేపకర్రతో చేసి వాటిని పవిత్రంగా తీసుకుంటారు. పవిత్రంగా చేస్తారు. సో, దిస్ ఈస్ ద వన్ ఆఫ్ ది మోస్ట్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్ యూజ్డ్ బై ది Azadirachta indica. And the next one is, so the fibers that are extracted from the bark of the Azadirachta indica used to prepare woolen ropes. Woolen ropes. Are you able to understand me? So from the bark they will extract tannins that are used in dyeing industry, and from the bark we can extract some fibers. These fibers are used in the woolen to prepare woolen ropes. These are all common. These are all common. And also they worship. Next number you can write it down. They worship the plant as goddesses, and also they prepare house construction, agriculture implements. All this comes under ethnobotanical practices. And I would like to separate some medicinal practices. Separately, we will study under separate heading. You can put it as medicinal practices. I will say some medicinal practices. I will give you notes. Most of the in notes, most of the practices are belongs to medicinal practices, because my notes and my studies are concentrated on medicinal practices. What I give the notes, they consist of most of the practices are belonging to medicinal practices. While classes, I teach you about other ethnobotanical practices also. Then if now you can write it down as ethnomedicinal practices. Ethnomedicinal practices is the side heading. You have already wrote ethnobotanical practices as another side heading. How many ethnobotanical practices have come in your notes while you were writing? 7. Okay, okay. Uniformity. Two or three students say that 7. Then I feel happy. Then come to medicinal practices. So medicinal practices. The first one is anti-helminthic. You write put number 1 and anti-helminthic. What does it mean? Anti-helminthic. It is used against the helminthic worms. Helminthic worms, platyhelminthic worms, nematohelminthic worms. So it is used against the helminths. So you can call them as anti-helminthic. Anti-helminthic. The seed extract. You write anti-helminthic and put a colon like yeast, and write it one sentence in anti-helminthic. That is seed extract given orally at bedtime for 4 weeks. For 4 weeks as anti-helminthic. So at the bedtime, the seed paste is given. A small pinch of seed paste is given at bedtime, that is before going to sleep, and it will be worked as anti-helminthic. So this is the ethnomedicinal practice. And the second ethnomedicinal practice, chicken fox. Chicken fox. What is chicken fox? Can you say in Telugu chicken fox? Good. So this chicken fox, లీఫ్ అందులో రాయండి. చికెన్ నెంబర్ 2 ఏస్తారు. చికెన్ ఫాక్స్ అని రాస్తారు. కాలన్ పెడతారు. అందులో జస్ట్ వన్ సెంటెన్స్, ఏ స్మాల్ సెంటెన్స్ యూ కెన్ రైట్ ఇట్ డౌన్. లీఫ్ పేస్ట్ అప్లైడ్ ఓవర్ ద బాడీ ఫర్ 3 to 4 days. 3 days, 4 days. I will repeat it. Leaf paste applied over the body. Applied over the body for 3 days, 4 days. 3 or 4 days, that means. Then you can go. Next one, eczema. Eczema. Eczema spelling ECZEMA. 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 You put a colon and write. I need not tell the same again and again. In eczema, seed oil applied externally. Seed oil applied externally till cure. Till cure. The next medicinal practice is malaria. Malaria. Write down in the malaria. Root bark crushed, and the extract is administered 1 spoonful twice a day, about 5 days. Did you understand? So here, root bark, it is very difficult to extract. Root bark. So this is very dangerous to the existence of the plant. So when the roots are taken from the plant, what will be happen? Ultimately, plants will die. So the root bark, it is very dangerous practice. So root bark is crushed and the extract is prepared. Extract ante kashayam. So this extract per 1 teaspoonful twice a day, 2 times in a day, and they will give it for 5 days, and it will cure the malaria. So this is the good practice for malaria. And the next one, ringworm. It also cures the ringworm. So the seed oil is applied on affected areas. That is where the ringworm is there in the body. The seed oil is applied on the ringworm. So this is one more medicinal practice. Scabies. Scabies is also other skin disease. Ringworm, scabies, eczema, ఇవన్నీ గజ్జి తామర దూర ఈ టైప్ అనమాట ఇవన్నీ కూడా స్కిన్ డిసీజెస్. సో ది స్కాబీస్, seed oil is also applied for the scabies, sectionally applied to cure the scabies. And the next one is worm killing. Worm killing means, worms means nulipurugulu, worm killing. So leaf extract is given orally at bedtime for 3 to 4 days. Only leaf extract. So leaves are boiled to prepare extract, and this extract is given at bedtime for 3 to 4 days to cure worms in the stomach, especially in children. సో, నులిపురుగులు అంటారు. వార్మ్ కిల్లింగ్ మీన్స్ నులిపురుగులు చావడానికనమాట ఇస్తారు. సో, దిస్ ఈజ్ సమ్ ఇథనో మెడిసినల్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్. సో, యూ హావ్ లెర్న్డ్ అబౌట్ అజాడిరెక్టా ఇండికా, ది నేమ్ and brief description, and you can see the ethno botanical practices as well as ethno medicinal practices. Today we are going to learn about one more plant that is Asimum sanctum. You write the second plant, Asimum sanctum. What is this Asimum sanctum? All are you? Where are you? Phone is one place and you are at another place. Hello, hello. ఏ ఎవడు పలకడారా? ఎవరు పలకరేం ఏంటి చెప్పు? ఆ! ఏంటది? ఆసిమమ్ సాంక్టమ్ మీన్స్ ఇన్ తెలుగు? హోలీ బేసిల్ అనేది ఇంగ్లీష్. యూ హావ్ గోన్ త్రూ ద గూగుల్ చర్చ్. ఆ! మరి అలా చెప్పండి. యూ హావ్ గోన్ త్రూ ద గూగుల్ చర్చ్ ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ దిస్ టైమ్. నేను అడగగానే మీరు గూగుల్ చర్చ్‌కెళ్లారా? అందుకోడు. యాహ్! ఆసిమమ్ సాంక్టమ్ అని రాసి స్పెల్లింగ్ చూడండి. ఓసిఐఎంయుఎం జేనస్. శాంక్టమ్ ఎస్ఏఎన్సిటియుఎం రాసి ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు పెట్టండి. ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు టెన్యూఫ్లోరం TENUIFLORUM రాసి తర్వాత క్యాపిటల్ ఎల్ డాట్. దిస్ ఈజ్ ద ఆథర్ సైటేషన్. క్యాపిటల్ ఎల్ మీన్స్ హూ ఈజ్ హీ? Good. Linnaeus. Linnaeus is the author for this plant. You must cite the name of the author for every plant. Every plant. So Asimum sanctum is the new name. This is synonym for Asimum tenuiflorum. Because its sanctity means pavitrata. Because its sanctity, the name was coined as sanctum. Actually, wild in nature, the name of the plant is Asimum tenuiflorum. Asimum tenuiflorum. Again, there are so many species: Krishna tulasi, Vishnu tulasi, Lakshmi tulasi, so on. But all these tulasi comes under Asimum genera. The family is Lamiaceae. Right? Family Lamiaceae. 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 Then what should we write next? What is the next step to study a ethnobotanical plant? While we studying a ethnobotanical plants, what will we do next? Yes, morphological or external characters or brief description. How this plant? Can you identify this plant? This plant is identified due to its essentials, oils and essential passages in their aerial parts of the plant body. We can identify this plant easily. It will give some aromatic smell. Due to its aromatic smell, we can easily identify this plant. It is as tulasi. So, if you describe this plant simply or brief description, this is an annual aromatic erect herb. You write how many simple words came? An annual aromatic erect herb. So this is an annual. Annual means it gives flowering and fruiting once in a year. So this is it is described as annual. And the second one is aromatic. It gives some aromatic good odor because of this essential oil passages which are present in the aerial parts of the plant body. And erect herb, the plant body is erect and it belongs to herb. So the previous plant, that is Azadirachta indica, is tree, whereas this is herb. So leaves are elliptic. The leaves are simple. Leaves are simple. Where in that Azadirachta indica leaves are compound, whereas here simple leaves are present. So these simple leaves are alternately present. That is phyllotaxy is alternate, and the shape of the leaves are elliptic. Elliptic elliptic means not completely circle or not completely rectangle. In between దీన్ని దీర్ఘ చతురస్రాకారము అంటాం. So this shape is known as elliptic. 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 Then oblong and lanceolate and pubescent on both sides. What is meant by pubescent? On both sides of the leaf? Pubescent. 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 Can anybody say what is meant by pubescent? So this is the term, botanical term. When we called it as pubescent, the pubescent means, on both sides, pubescent means a small hairy like structures, which are anatomically we called them as trichomes. Small hairy like trichomes are present on both sides of the leaves. We described it as pubescent. Understand? And the flowers are pink in terminal racemes. In terminal inflorescence, the flowers will come. So the type of inflorescence, can you say the type of inflorescence? Type of inflorescence in this flower, in this plant, in this plant. Is there the lamiaceae in your second year taxonomy or not? Say first. Under bicarpellate, it must be there. బైకార్పెల్లేటలో నువ్వు ఇది ఖచ్చితంగా చదువుకునే ఉంటారు లామియేట్ అని. తులసి ప్రాక్టికల్ కూడా చేసి ఉంటారు తులసి. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఇన్ఫ్లోరెసెన్స్ ఇన్ తులసి? వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఇన్ఫ్లోరెసెన్స్ ఇన్ తులసి? కెన్ యూ సీ? మురళి, మురళి, ఇంటరాక్ట్ మీ. ఉన్నావు కదా, మీటింగ్లో ఉన్నావు కదా. సో ఇన్ఫ్లోరెసెన్స్ ఈస్ థైరసస్. Thyresus. What is this thyresus? Thyresus is the special type of inflorescence. You know, you have studied in lower classes the types of inflorescence: racemose inflorescence, cymose inflorescence, special type inflorescence, mixed type inflorescence, where it comes under special type inflorescence, that is thyresus. So thyresus inflorescence, the flowers are light pink in color, light pink in color. They formed these flowers as axillary axillary inflorescence, axillary racemose inflorescence, axillary racemose inflorescence. So the seeds are nutlets, nutlets seeds are formed. So this is the brief description of this plant. Understand? So this plant is also considered as, in Ayurveda, this is Amruta. Dirghayuhu Amruta. Dirghayuhu Amruta plant. What is the Dirghayuhu Amruta plant in Ayurveda? Is Tulasi. One more Amruta plant in Ayurveda is there, that is Guduchi or Teppatega antam chonde. Teppatega. It is also considered as Amruta in Ayurveda. This is also considered as Amruta in Ayurveda. So, most of the ethnobotanical and ethnomedicinal practices, here you can see Ethnobotanical practices are one or two. The ethnomedicinal practices are more. So ethnobotanical practices are the tender the tender branches used for religious purpose for the worship of God. They are very fond of Vishnu. Vishnu, the branches of Asimam are very fond of Vishnu, so that we use for this in religious purpose and believes that no another belief is also there. No snakes and other dangerous animals or insects will enter or present in and around the house when the Asimam sanctum is growing at our house. So this is one belief. This is one belief. When the Asimum sanctum is growing in our premises of the house, no snakes and other dangerous or poisonous insects will enter into the house. This is one belief. So that most of the houses, especially in Hindu houses, the plant is grown in some ponds as తులసి కోట అంటాం మనం. ఈ తులసి కోటగా పెంచుకుంటూ ఉంటారు. దీని ఉద్దేశం ఏంటంటే అండ్ ద వన్ సైడ్ ఫర్ వర్షిపింగ్ and the other side it is believed that no other dangerous animals will enter into the house. So this is some ethnobotanical beliefs and ethnobotanical practices. But we have so many ethnomedicinal practices under this plant. You can write it as ethnomedicinal practices. So the first one is catara. Catara, Catarrh. Catara. Catara means kapam. Catara and cough. కెటరా అండ్ కాఫ్. అలాగే పడిసెము అని కూడా అంటారు దీన్ని. కెటరా అంటే పడిసెము అంటారు. సో ది లీఫ్ జ్యూస్ టేకెన్ ఇన్ teaspoonfuls twice a day. Leaf juice is taken 2 spoonfuls each for 2 times in a day. It is said to be cure the catara. And the next one, I will ask the number. Are you following or not? The second one is cold and cough. Cold and cough. So in this cold and cough, the leaf juice is mixed with ginger officinal and honey. What is ginger officinal? What is ginger officinal? Yes, alum. So they mix this leaf juice with ginger officinal as well as honey. You know honey, and administered this mixture 2 spoonfuls twice a day. Twice a day means 2 times a day. You know, once, twice, thrice, so on. Once means 1 time, twice means 2 times, thrice means 3 times. So twice a day, 3 to 4 days to cure this cold and cough. So this is the medicinal practice. And the next one, dyspepsia. What is meant by dyspepsia? Dyspepsia, మలబద్ధకం, అజీర్ణం. డిస్పెప్సియా అంటే అజీర్ణం, సారీ, అజీర్ణం. డిస్పెప్సియా అంటే అజీర్ణము. కాన్స్టిపేషన్ అంటే మలబద్ధకం. సో హియర్ యూ కెన్ రైట్ ఇట్ యాజ్ డిస్పెప్సియా అంటే అజీర్ణము, అజీర్తి, జీర్ణం అవ్వకపోవడం, అవన్నీ అనమాట. సో ది లీఫ్ జ్యూస్ విత్ కర్పూర్ టేకెన్ 1 hour బిఫోర్ మీల్ ఫర్ ఎ వీక్. For 1 week, you have to take the leaf juice mixing with క్యాంపూర్ అంటే కర్పూరంతో కలిసి బిఫోర్ 1 hour to meals you have to take. Then it is said to be cure the dyspepsia. And the next one is fever. So the leaves grounds with pepper, piper nigrum, and the extract administered 2 spoonfuls twice a day for 3 to 4 days, and fever will be cured. In order to cure the fever, they administered one mixture. How they prepared this mixture? They take some leaves of Asimum sanctum and they ground with Piper nigrum. Piper nigrum means peppallo. Peppallo antar, Piper nigrum. So with this Piper nigrum, they ground and take it as a small juice, and this juice is given twice in a day for 3 to 4 days to cure fever. And the next one, lice killing. What is meant by lice killing? What is lice? Lice. Feel good. Amma, lice killing. So for lice killing, leaf paste is applied on the head and taken bath after 1 hour. It will be done for 1 week, and it is said to be lice will be washed out. The lice will be washed out. And the next one, here also some malaria. Malaria. You can see this malaria is also treated with Azadirachta indica, and also here malaria came again. So the leaves grounds with Piper nigrum. Piper, how you have write it as Piper, Piper, Nigrum, nigrum. Piper is the genus, nigrum is the species. Peppallo antaru vitni. So this Piper nigrum with ground with the leaves of the Hasamum sanctum, and extract is given 2 spoonfuls twice a day for for a weekdays. For a weekdays, then malaria fever will be gone. And next one is mouth ulcers. Mouth ulcers. Mouth ulcers ante noti pullu. Especially it comes due to the deficiency of B complex. So these mouth ulcers can be treated with the extract is gargled. What is meant by gargled? Gargled ante పుక్కిలించడము గార్గిల్ చేయడం తెలుసు కదా. Leaf extract is gargled twice a day for 3 to 4 days to cure mouth ulcers. To cure mouth ulcers. And the next one is rat bite. Rat bite means antidote. ఏదైనా కరిసిందనుకోండి, ర్యాట్ కరిసిందనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? విషానికి విరుగుడు ఇవ్వాలి. సో ఇట్ కెన్ బి సెట్ టు బి అన్ యాంటీడోట్. Antidote is also used as antidote. That is, leaf paste is applied on the bitten area. Very simple practice. The leaf paste, the leaves are ground into a paste, and a small pinch of paste is taken, and it is placed on the bitten area for some time. Then this pain and other will be relieved. So this is used during the rat bite. And the other one, next practice, medicinal practice is rheumatic pains. Rheumatic pains. You write it RHEUMATIC. Rheumatic pains. Rheumatic pains mean ante వాత నొప్పులు. వాత నొప్పులు అంటారు. Leaf juice is mixed with a little camphor and administered 1 spoonful twice a day for about 1 week. So leaf juice is mixed with carporum, and 1 spoonful of this juice twice a day is given to the patients, those who are suffering from rheumatic pains, for about 1 week, and these rheumatic pains will be relieved. It will be cured. And the next one, not for the last one but not least, skin allergy. Skin allergy. So the leaf juice is extracted, and it is applied on the affected areas till cure. So the no days were given, no dosage is given till cure. Till cure, this leaf juice is applied for skin allergies, for some kind of skin allergies. Then it will be said to be this skin allergy will be cured. So these are the medicinal and botanical practices of Hasamum sanctum. Today we have learned about two sacred plants. Both plants are sacred. We have studied about two sacred plants. That is, one is Azadirachta indica, and the second one is Asimum sanctum. Both are very sanctity plants. Sanctity plants. So I think we will stop for today because third plant will not be completed. Two plants are enough per day. If more is also, it is heavy for you. It will become heavy for you. Today I have. I am very happy because of all six students have joined. I am happy every day till the completion of this paper 8A2. This paper 8U2 will be completed by the end of this month. That is my target. By the end of this month, we will be completed. Mostly by August, college will may be opened. Then you will come and other practical classes and records will be prepared. No problem. Simultaneously, paper A3, 8A3, that is pharmacognosy and phytochemistry is also teaching by our Ramarao sir, I think. Is it started or not? Is it started or not yet? చేతి మాట్లాడాను మీతో అని అన్నారు మేషారు. ఆ, మరి ఆ మాట మీరు చెప్పండి రా. మీరు